Okay, today we're making cinnamon rolls. And I have 2 cups of flour, self-rising flour, and a half a cup of butter, using real butter. And you want to use a pastry cutter to crumble all this up. And you want it to look like that, like it's crumbly. Okay, now I have my dough attachment on my KitchenAid. And as you know, I have a hard time with measurements because I cook by sight. And so I'm just gonna pour some milk in here. Probably maybe a half a cup. Anyway, you're just gonna blend that until it makes a dough. You may have to add a little more milk to it. And if it's too runny after you add your milk in there, you can always add a little more flour. But it's looking good. Okay, so that's what you want your dough to look like. Now we're gonna put it out here on this, and we're gonna roll it out. Gotta kind of knead a little bit first because it's still a little sticky. So you don't want it to stick to your rolling pin. And so you're just gonna roll it. And just keep doing this and whoop, it's out of the way. You're gonna flip it over and just keep rolling it until it's the thickness that you want. You don't want it to be super thick because you're gonna roll it up and so you want your dough to be kind of thick. Okay, now I've melted some butter in the microwave. This is a half a cup of butter, and we will not use all of it, but we're gonna just spread it. And again, this is real butter, it's not margarine. Margarine gets kind of watery when you're making, when you're melting it and putting it on here, so I don't like that. So we're using real butter. And you're just gonna spread all of that. I am gonna go ahead and use this whole half a stick. So actually it's a quarter cup of butter. Now there's several different ways you can do the cinnamon and sugar. The way I do it is I just put the sugar and then the cinnamon on top. You can mix the cinnamon and sugar together if you want to. Some people use brown sugar. It's all your preference. But the way I do it is I just take my sugar and I just do this until it's all coated really good. And these are gonna be so delicious. My husband just got home. Actually, I flew out there and rode back with him. But he hasn't been home in a long time. And so he's gonna enjoy these. Okay, and now you're gonna put your cinnamon on top. I like lots of cinnamon. So we're gonna put a lot on there. You just want it to look really cinnamony. Really good. Okay, and now you're gonna start at the edge and you're just gonna start rolling this up. This out here so you can kind of see. When you get all this rolled up like that, you're gonna cut it into little pieces or big pieces, however you like your cinnamon roll. If you like them big or little, but I don't know, that's probably an inch, probably cutting them an inch. And then when we get all those cut, we're gonna put them on a cookie sheet and we're gonna bake them for about 20 minutes at 350. Okay, so now we have them on our cookie sheet. And as you know, I like to cook with a insulated pan. I don't burn things as easy that way. So we're gonna, again, cook these for about 20 minutes. I have my oven preheated to 350. Okay, while we're waiting on our cinnamon rolls to bake, we're gonna make some frosting to put on them. Now, sometimes I just use butter and just make a buttercream frosting to go on top of them. But today, I want some cream cheese. And so we're gonna I've got a half a block of cream cheese. And we're gonna put some powdered sugar. So this is a 1/3 cup. Let's just go ahead and do 1 cup of powdered sugar. And then we're gonna put some vanilla in there. And we're gonna use this one. I think it'll work best to mix this up. Now start your machine off slow, because if you don't, it'll make a big old mess. And you just want to blend that until it's nice and creamy. Okay, it's not cream enough like I wanted it to, so I'm gonna add a little milk, just a little bit at a time, until it becomes the consistency that you want. And you can always just make a glaze, and that is just some powdered sugar with some vanilla and milk. And you would just mix that until it's just the consistency that you wanted to just put a glaze on there. Or you can purchase frosting to put on there. You don't have to make it yourself. Okay. So now this is what you want it to look like. That is going to be so delicious on our homemade cinnamon rolls. Okay. While we're waiting on our cinnamon rolls to get done, I have to show y'all something. So I cheated. I made bread in my bread maker. Let's see if it turned out. Oh yeah. Look how pretty that looks. So my husband wanted, he wanted steak or hamburger steak. And so I'm making hamburger steak for supper tonight. And I thought homemade bread would go really good with that. I'm gonna make hamburger steak with peppers and onions and brown gravy. And then I'm gonna make probably some, I don't know, some kind of green bean or maybe even a corn casserole to go with it. It'll be so delicious. Okay, our cinnamon rolls are out of the oven. They look so delicious. My pan is hot, so, but look how good they look. Now we're gonna add the frosting. So we're just gonna put this on here. They're still a little warm. You can wait till they cool off if you want to. But so I'm just gonna put some on, just a couple, and then I'll let them cool off and put it on there. But I'm fixing to make me a cup of coffee, and I'm fixing to have me one of these because I can't wait. So follow me on my YouTube channel, Mama Jo's Kitchen.